His Point of View podcast. I'm here with Katina.
Hello.
And we're back. It's been since May 25th, by the way, just to let you know.
Ooh.
Yes, the month. God damn it. Anyway, Master of Ceremony, you have a topic for us this week.
We do. It is growing up then, meaning us, versus growing up now.
Yeah, if
like
you
our
don't
children,
know,
nieces, nephews. Well, I mean, I think there are some good things about growing up now, and there are some bad things about growing up now. Just like there were good things about us growing up then and bad things. So,
yeah, there were bad things.
mm-hmm.
I think there are better things in some aspects, but yeah, that's because I'm old. Maybe
I agree.
I don't know. Okay, who do you want to start with this?
We can take this in so many different directions. Let's start with music. Music then versus music
such
now.
Such an easy one to do.
I know. I know.
Since, I'm sorry, kids, but most of your music sucks. Well, let me take that back. Most of the music actually doesn't suck. Hip hop sucks now. Just about everything else, to varying degrees, are somewhat similar, if not better in some aspects. I think, yeah, hip hop is the one thing that really just sucks to me, to be quite honest. R&B kind of sucks now too. Because they're trying to be so much like each other. That's the thing that bothers me. It's like everybody wants to be either a thug R&B artist or a like R&B rapper. Like, I don't. It's weird. Or they just don't want to speak English. They just want to slur themselves over
the mumble rap.
Yeah, like that's not mumbling. Mumbling is like, at least you can kind of understand what someone's saying when they mumble. I don't know what the fuck they're doing for the most part.
So let me ask you this. You said that they want to be rapping. Who would be in that category for R&B? Who would be?
And it's funny because it's people who I don't mind as R&B artists.
Who?
But when you think about people like Jeremiah, for once, is one that reminds me of that.
Jeremiah, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you actually listen to his lyrics, it's like, yeah, you're being way too hood for no reason sometimes.
I would have thought that you would have said Chris Brown.
Yeah, he's one. He definitely is one. And again, these it's not like I don't like Chris Brown, but it's like,
man, I love me some Chris. What?
Well, let me put this way. I like his music. I don't like him. But
I like him.
Nah, he's a horrible person.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Why do you think he's horrible?
Huh? He's
Why
a knucklehead.
Do you think he's horrible?
Well, let me take that back. He's not a horrible person. He's just a knucklehead.
Why do you say that?
Let me see. He's a drug abuser.
We all have
himself
demons.
into trouble for no reason.
Bad decisions.
Yeah. Beats on women, even if provoked. He still shouldn't beat on a woman. Now she's beating your ass. That's another story. But and he hangs out with the wrong crowd. He needs to find better people around him. Honestly, he's probably not a bad person. He just puts himself in the horrible positions, like really, really bad positions, and he needs to get himself together. But being in the position that he is, he seems to not want to, maybe, not take responsibility. We've had this discussion before about him not being able to take responsibility for his actions. So, yeah.
I am so many ways I could go with it.
I'm sure he's a good person if you got to meet him, but his public image is not that cool, though.
No, definitely not. And so I've had this conversation several times with several different people holding several different viewpoints on it. And what I will say is that I do believe that he is slowly but surely redeeming himself in certain areas. I do think that he's had some problems and that a lot of people around him are not the best people to be around him. I think that he has a lot of yes people around him. And I think that, like, not to make excuses for him, but if you watch his documentary or whatever on Netflix, it is very well worth the watch, the view. It is very well worth you and your time to view it. A lot of things I already knew about Chris Brown before watching that, but then also a lot of things that I did not know. A lot of things that I thought I knew, but I wasn't for sure, was confirmed in that, mainly with the Rihanna thing that she was hitting him as well. I do believe, and I may be wrong, I do believe that if the public and the fans weren't so involved and there were other celebrities that were so involved in that whole debacle, I believe that they would be together today. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe that they would have reconciled behind that. That girl, I know, I think that they would have reconciled behind that. I really, really do.
I don't know about that one.
So, oh, I do. Because I feel like that there was public pressure. Even case in point, the BET Awards, Chris Brown did not perform that year because of Jay-Z. And Jay-Z saying that him and Beyonce, or he would pull out if Chris Brown was allowed to perform. That was the same year that Michael Jackson passed away. That is why when he finally did get to perform, it was beyond amazing. And I think that one thing that we do as fans is, or some people, because I used to do it, but now not so much, is not being able to differentiate Chris Brown, the artist, from Chris Brown, the person. And I think that sometimes the artists themselves have a problem differentiating between the two.
Should they have a problem?
No, I really don't think that they should.
You don't think they should?
No.
Interesting.
No, because once you step off that stage, and mind you, the issue is not all theirs, because so many times we as fans push them and we kind of poke the bear, which I've said this before. They don't get a chance to be humans, private citizens, because everybody wants a selfie, everybody wants a picture, everybody wants an autograph, everybody wants to ask questions, everybody wants this, that, and the third. So no, I don't think that there should be such a big issue in differentiating. I think that Eminem said it best in his song where he said, you know, I just want to have dinner with Haley. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, but that's a way different situation than beating the shit out of your girl like that. I mean, again, granted, she was getting physical with him, but looking at her face,
am not talking about that. I'm just talking about the mere point of him being a celebrity.
Yeah, I understand that, but you have to think
hitting her, and you know, I'm not gonna say I'm a survivor. I'm a victor over domestic violence. I do not believe in domestic violence. I do not believe that a man or a woman should put their hands on anyone in anger. That's just me. But I do believe that you have the right to defend yourself. I do believe that we should be very careful when we are provoking someone, because we don't know what they are capable of depending upon what level they're pushed to.
No excuse.
I'm not giving it as an excuse. I said that he was wrong, but hell, she was wrong too. So let's just put blame on both.
I'm not saying that she wasn't wrong for provoking the fight. He didn't have to beat her to the end. That's the thing. Hey, look,
but that is the thing, though. We never know how somebody is going to respond. If you spit on me, you don't know how I'm going to respond versus you pushing me punching me. You don't know what my response will be. Something could just click. You just never know. That's why it's best to keep your damn hands to yourself. That's for him and for her. Did he have to beat her like that? No. Did she have to spit on him? No. Did they have to even get in the car together? No. But I don't like it when people say he. It's not all on him. It is on her too.
Look,
the onus is on her too.
All on him, but the end result
don't hold him to a different.
His. No, I'm not holding him to a different standard.
Either.
This isn't holding him to a different standard. Everybody, I understand what you're saying about you have your level, like where everybody can snap. But I'm sorry, we all have self-control, and you can exhibit it. He chose not to. So the repercussions of him not exhibiting self-control is what? He's going to get the lion's share of the blame because her face.
Here's my question to that.
Her face is going to always be there. And I don't feel bad for him at all.
Do I feel bad for him? No, I don't feel bad for him. Do I think he deserved the punishment he got? I think that he deserved a harsher punishment than what he received. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I am not going to say that, you know what? Just as a man, he should have exhibited self-control or whatever. No, they both should have gotten their shit together. They both should have decided that this is not what we are going to do. They both should have decided.
So if you punch me and I shoot you, you're at fault just as much as I am, is what you're saying.
I am saying that I played a part in it.
But you're saying that both of what we did is equal, and that therefore you should get just as much harsh treatment. Like if I shoot you after you punch me.
What I am saying is that neither one of us are innocent. We both are culpable.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you, is this an equatable thing for me to shoot you for punching me?
Well, would the average person think so? No. But just
no.
No, think about it this way.
You think that's worth her beating her like that? What she did to him?
I don't think he should have hit her at all.
So then, therefore, it's like one thing to say, okay, we both played a part because, provocation, I get that. But we all know there's levels to things, and he took it to a very unnecessary level.
I just feel like that in discussing the Chris Brown and Rihanna issue, that more often than not, people leave out Rihanna. They leave out the fact that she kicked him. They leave out the fact that she bit him. They leave out the fact that initially, not to sound petty, but fuck, she started it.
Yep, but did he need to finish it like that?
So I'm not saying
I know, I understand that. It's like, but I guess the thing I'm trying to get to is, does it really matter what started it?
Listen, all I can say is this: if somebody were to do me the way she did him, I don't know what I would or would not do, and that is the point that I am making.
Yeah, but that's for you. We knew what he would do. We know what he would do, though. We've seen his results.
Okay, let me ask you this. Would it have been any differently if it was two women? Would it have been any differently? Would people have...
No, it wouldn't have been any differently because I would still feel the same way.
Would people have dogged Rihanna if it was Chris Brown that came out looking that way?
Yes and no. And the reason I say
no, they wouldn't have.
The reason I say no is because social, standards. Of course, if a man gets beat up by a woman,
fuck social norms.
But I'm not going by social norms. I'm going by the situation. I don't care whether if it was Rihanna and Lil Ma beat the shit out of her, or if it was Rihanna and she was dating Tiffany Haddish and Tiffany Haddish beat her. That person who beat the shit out of her is really, really wrong for what they did. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not caring about whether or not it's the guy or the girl. You don't do that to somebody, especially somebody that you claim that you love. I don't care what sex, what orientation. You don't do that. You don't put your hands on somebody that you love like that. Never. Again, you punch me, I'm not going to punch you because that's me. I'm not going to do that. And I'm damn sure not going to punch you until your face is like pummeled in and you're looking like a mess. No. So It has nothing to do with it being a man. I understand why most people like to make the argument. It's because of him being a man. I'm just saying, from my perspective, I don't care. Man or woman, you do something like that to someone you love. I don't think that you have much say in how society treats you for that action. Like, of course, people can grow over time, and you can end up being forgiven. People may not forget it, but you can be sort of forgiven, maybe, kind of. And you know,
I think that
to be quite honest, him being a celebrity helps more than it hurts him, because we still listen to his music, even with that reprehensible act. People are still listening to his music. He's still a successful artist. So clearly, his talent is bigger than that moment. It hasn't killed him.
Right.
So it's like, I can't, again, yeah, if somebody wants to bring it up in an interview with him and he wants to get pissy, well, tough. It's something that happened. You're still good. You're better off than most people I know that have been in that situation.
Now, as for that, I feel like that, to me, don't keep bringing it up. That's just too much.
Yeah, I agree. You don't have to keep bringing it up. But again, it's in the public eye. Unfortunately, this is how people do. They will always forever bring up things that you don't want to hear about from your past, because people like drama. Drama sells. We see it in our TV. We see it in our news now. We see it in everything, pretty much. Social media, all over. And with social media, that's just not going to be forgotten. So again, you're in the public eye. It sucks. I really wish that we didn't treat our celebrities the way we treat them and pride and probe them the way it is. But it's until something monumental happens and there's a social shift in that.
I don't think it'll ever
start dealing with that.
I don't think it'll ever be.
No, it probably won't.
Different. No.
So you just gotta deal with that shit. I hate to say it.
Well, I'm here to tell you, warning, if I ever become a celebrity per se, and we go on interviews, if you ever ask me anything that I have explicitly told you is off limits, I'm getting my ass up and I'm walking off. I don't care who you are. I am not going to sit there and discuss something that I've already told you that I do not want to discuss. Nope, not gonna happen.
I know, it's perfectly your right to do so, and you should do so if you feel that way. I don't disagree with that. He probably shouldn't have threw the tantrum he threw in the dressing room that he did, but
you know what? I mean, even with that, you know what? I felt that though. Sometimes you can get so overwhelmed, and to me, it's case in point. It's like if me and you go on and you become this big time person, you have me on your show and we've discussed it, and you've said, hey, Katina, they want to talk about your domestic violence and blah, 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 blah. And then I say, Mike, I just discovered or created this really badass whatever in tech. I'm not going to be there to discuss that. So let's just not even discuss that. I'd rather just focus on the purpose of me coming in to do the interview. And then as soon as I sit down, we discuss that for a hot 30 seconds. And then you roll on into, and hey, about this man beating the crap out of you and XYZ, and you ended up getting stitches, and you ended up, hey, I'm gonna be pissed off too. And I'm probably not going to explode there on set, but there has to be an outlet. So behind the scenes, I'm probably gonna lose it. And no, he shouldn't have. Let me just say that. I don't think that any of his actions were violent or damage your property or anything is the right way to go. But I do understand it. I'm not saying that.
Oh, yeah,
right,
I understand it too.
But I understand it.
Oh, I understand.
You know, just like I understand people wanting to be there for Rihanna. I understand that. I also understand her not really commenting on much, because at one point, Chris was taking all the heat, like everything. People would say, well, he did this and he did that. He could have chosen to say, you know what? yes, I did, but she did this. But instead, he chose to deal with what was going on, in my opinion. He chose to deal with the fact that he had made a mistake. And even though it was in response or in defense of himself, he chose not to throw her up under the bus. Me, I probably wouldn't have took the heat the way he did. But
it wouldn't have worked.
But it wasn't about it working. It would have just been about wanting the truth to be out there.
It wouldn't have been considered that. But that's the thing. This goes back to the whole your argument with the social norms thing. You really think that he would, as after seeing those pictures, that he would be able to explain away, no matter how truthful it is, why he went to that? Because all people are going to say is, "Well, so you're trying to justify yourself beating her like that?" You know, that's how it's going to go. Because with a situation that with men and women, if the guy generally is going to get like blasted, no matter how the truth is. The reason why there's a lot of men who get abused by their women who don't say shit, because if you do, you're a punk.
That is a very, very true. You know what? I think we need to change our subject because this is an even better topic. Sorry, guys, we're going to shift right in the middle. Okay, so years ago, I started volunteering for the Rape Crisis Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And in the training, you go through like 30, 40 hours of training. And one of the things that they discuss are the statistics. They tell you the oldest person in the state at that time was like a 90-plus-year-old woman that had gotten raped. And the youngest was like a month-old baby girl that had gotten raped. Yep. And it was horrific to hear. And then they came over to tell us the statistics that were mind-blowing. And like they asked the question of how many people in here think that men can get raped? And there were some men in the class. And there were a few people that raised their hand. I was one of the few that raised my hands. But when she asked me why did I think that men could be raped, I said, because rape is not about sex. Rape is about power and control. And so many times we think that men hold all the power and the women are the weaker ones, but that's not always true. And so she asked us, those of us that raised our hand, what do we consider rape? My definition of rape has always been the same throughout the years. My definition of rape has never changed. My definition of rape is continuing on or beginning a sex act that is unwanted and or unwelcomed. So she asked those of us that raised our hand, did we think that a woman giving a man oral was rape? Some people said no. I said yes. And some people were like, no, rape is only with penetration. But then she went on, right. But then she went on with the statistic of that it is believed, because of course they don't know for sure because they are never reported. But it is believed that over 78%, I think was the statistic at that time. It may have changed, but at least 78% to more than 85% of male rapes went unreported. And it is because men are ashamed and embarrassed. But to me, it's no different than when I hear a man tell their child or another man or another male, don't cry, stop being a sissy, don't cry, stop being a punk, be a man, as if men don't cry. And I think that because of that, that is part of the reason why society is so skewed and screwed up. I've dated men, know men, and heard of men that when they get upset, they cry. When they're hurt, they cry. That is a natural feeling. And I genuinely feel like that because of the societal norms, that is why men are so, in my opinion, so aggressive in situations and more aggressive as a whole than a woman. But I mean, hey, you're talking to the female that has been told, well, you act like a guy. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But in certain instances, shut up, Mike. In certain instances, I know I do.
Didn't say anything.
You didn't have to. I looked at your freaking face. In certain instances, okay, people, because I already know what Mike's gonna say.
You don't.
In certain instances, I don't. But there are some instances where we have our conversations, and I know Mike is like, that is some cruel, hard male testosterone field type shit that this girl has just pulled or said. But I mean, hey,
you know, I don't. I think I don't know what it is. I find myself a weird specimen because we're in the age group. I always say this.
He's in the age group, people. He's in the age group. But go on.
Forgive me for like exposing your business. Gee.
I am 41. You know, I'm not ashamed of my age.
Right. She's
Love it.
10 years older than me. Anyway.
He is a freaking lie.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Instead of Sarah Huckabee Sanders next to me in a picture, I'm going to put you next time.
I have this baby face. People gray early, so you can't call it on that.
I'm not on that. You shut up. It ain't because of that. I can't stand you. But go on.
No, I always say I'm a weird case because, all right, cardiac. We all both know and love Cardiacsumo. Shout out to you. Yay, he's abandoning me this week because he has to go to this. He's actually going to be in Texas.
Where?
Tuesday. This Tuesday he's flying. I don't know. I need to ask him because he's his job is sending him down there to do some customer service work.
Yo, cardiac, if you're in Dallas, we'll do dinner or something.
So yeah, I need to tell him that. But yeah.
Yeah. Not Wednesday and Thursday though. I'm doing my volunteer stuff Wednesday and Thursday night because I have CASA training. So.
Yeah. But no, I tell him all the time. Like, I feel weird in my generation because I feel like this generation that I'm from is kind of the tipping point to where things are like going from the way it used to be. And this kind of rolls into what the original subject was about how the way things used to be and the way things are now, whereas different thoughts and ideas, we were taught a different way, but some of us don't necessarily adhere to the things that we were taught.
Oh!
Whereas there's a lot of people that I know from high school that still kind of, take what they learned from their parents in the 80s and, generations before them, that it's kind of strange. Like I can think of at least two dudes who are like misogynistic to no end, who get upset at every time a guy is accused of rape and always talking about women and just crying.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And again, these are people I went to high school with. I know guys like that who still have that feeling that pretty much it's just women lying on men to take advantage. Things like that.
And I've never understood that argument because what does the person gain?
And then the whole, well, she shouldn't have been there thing comes up a lot.
Oh, that infuriates me. She shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been where?
Yeah. They like remember the video that
you about to piss me off.
Was it Drake's dad who did that video where he said that you shouldn't go to the hotel if you don't want nothing to happen, some shit like that?
Who?
Drake's dad. He did a video talking about you shouldn't be in the hotel with these guys in the first place. You didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah, he did a video about that. Like if y'all want to stay out of trouble, stay out of them hotels. Basically.
Oh, because going to the hotel is going to. Okay, well.
And one of these people I know, he was like all over that. He was like, "It's the truth. It's 100% true."
It's not 100% true, you imbecile.
People common sense know it's not true.
I know.
again,
I'm talking to him. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about him. That's just stupid.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all because it's no. But people there's I still know people that, and it's like it weirds me out to see that because I know a lot of people too who are a lot more progressive. So it's weird. And like people who are close to me are still kind of like they're progressive in some areas, but they're not in others. And it's like it feels like that's just the way that this generation is, or my generation is. It's like some of us have adopted more current thinking, and some are still trying to catch up. To put it nicely, and I get that all the time, and it's like that's why it's weird that I can relate to both sides to me because, well, I can't necessarily relate to the like bullshit part of my generation.
I was about to,
but you know, but I can have what I'm saying, I guess, is I can have a conversation just as well as I can have with you, as well as I can have with Cardiac, who is much younger than me. Goddamn him. Right. Like, I thought about it the other day. It's like, I actually biologically could have fathered this guy. That's sad. Ah, God, I hate being old sometimes. But yeah, it's weird because I can understand some of the ideals most of the ideals of today, and most of the progressions. Like, that shit makes sense to me, and it weirds me out that it doesn't make sense to more people. Especially since we were supposed to be Generation X, and we were supposed to be the generation that changed things,
the smart ones,
and all of that. And it's like, yeah, are we?
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, the whole thing with the guys, it's just very, very weird because, and part of it you can't help. I could say as a guy, sometimes you can't help but to fall into that stuff because you don't want to cry. Like me, I don't like crying. Period.
Why not though? I mean, that's just
I just part of life. That's just me trying to like keep things from being for people knowing how I feel. That's just me. Yeah, I try to like hide as much as I can. I shouldn't, I know, but that's just me. But at the same time, you know, yeah, you have guys, and it's funny because generally speaking, I know most of the women that I know, like my female friends, I probably could cry around them and they wouldn't say a word. But my guy friends, yeah, nah. Only in certain situations. It has to be in like there's certain situations where guys generally will cry around other guys. It has to be like death in the family or something like that. And neighbor's dog is going wild.
You have a dog?
No, that's the neighbor's dog.
Oh, I was gonna say, when did I get a niece or a nephew?
Nah. It reacts to other dogs, and we have other dogs in the neighborhood. So when it goes outside, it'll see another dog or a cat, and it just
be like, "This is my spot, homie."
Yeah.
Hey.
She's funny like that, but nah.
So wait a minute. These men actually feel like, and I'm just that don't go to the hotel. Okay, and then if I go to the hotel, then I must want to be raped. Is that their logic, or are they simply saying
weird thing about that
I must want
to... Okay, so here's where the argument, and I've had conversations with men about this before, and it just weirds me out that this is the logic. Here's the logic. If a guy invites you to a hotel or his place,
then he automatically wants to sleep with me.
Something. So you better be prepared to get something, basically. It's the logic. Because if so, why are you over here?
Okay.
That's pretty much the crux of it.
Really?
No woman comes to your house unless she's trying to get it. No woman comes to the hotel with you unless she's trying to get it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
But no, he's not the only one. It's a lot of dudes. I've had these conversations with plenty of dudes. I've heard this said by people older than me, said it by people same age, and I've actually heard it said by some younger people too, who've been taught by some knuckleheads from my age group, sadly. But yeah, that's the general thinking behind that. That's why when like I saw the highlight that his father said that, I didn't even have to really watch the video because I already knew what his pretty much train of thought was going, because it's a common train of thought among some men that you don't just come over just to chill.
Because God forbid, I gotta want something. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Or at least you're open to let him go try something.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Men, don't listen to that type of foolishness, because you will end up in freaking jail.
Yeah. But you know what I found weird too is that I know some women from my age group that do that too. So thinks that way too. That's the funniest part about it. That agree with what his father was saying.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that, because no.
Yeah, no. And I still know people who think if you dress a certain way, again, with this one particular guy, he's that guy too. You dress a certain way, you must be asking for something too. Like if he would have saw your picture for your birthday, he probably would have thought the same thing about you. I'm sure.
Well, he can suck monkey balls, because okay, man, y'all gonna get y'all ass in some damn trouble.
But that's the thing; they don't see it as an issue. And that's the thing that's the most fascinating is they don't see it as an issue. They see it as, why are you tripping? You knew what was going to happen.
Wow.
You didn't want him to say anything. You shouldn't have dressed like that.
Oh,
you know, I've heard that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Anything reprehensible you can think that a man has said or did, I've heard from people that I actually know. And
wow. What I mean, wow. For real. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what y'all out here teaching these young men.
Well, here's another thing. Most of these dudes, like, well, some of them are married, which will weird me out.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the loudest, of course, are the single ones, generally speaking, because, gee, who would have thought? Nobody wants to put up with somebody like that. Yeah, no, yeah.
That's disturbing. I mean, that's just disturbing, but you know what? It's disturbing.
But, you know, it's part of why you see the mentality that you get in, like, if you notice how, say, like in rap videos, how it's represented where they all have the girls around them and things like that. You know, that's the imagery that men tend to sadly have of women, even still today. Like I said, there's still some young people that I've seen who feel that way for some reason. You know?
That's just crazy to me, though. Like, I don't know. I guess, I don't know.
And, you know, I used to think it was because I didn't feel that way because I was raised by a woman and I was raised by a house full of women. But that's not necessarily true either. Because, again, I know some people who were all sisters, no father, still think that way. So,
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So they're saying that if their sister got raped, or their mom or daughter.
Oh no, because they be ready to fight. They'll kill somebody.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But their sister or their mama or they whoever shouldn't have been there. How about that? then it wouldn't have happened.
And that's the biggest thing about the whole situation when you how people try to shape and frame things like this, because it's like, no, it don't work that way. Every situation is individually unique, and there's no set rule. Like, there's no law, there are no rule of etiquette that says if you go to a hotel with a guy,
You
you
gotta
should
sleep
expect
with him.
yeah. So.
And you know what? So okay, so let me ask you this, because I am not a man, of course. So when these men are thinking like this, and the other men are listening, what are other men thinking? Like,
Depends on
do
the
they
crew.
tell them, like, dude, that's not cool? Or are they just sitting there quiet as a church mouse?
Depends on the group. And I guess the familiarity. Like me, I've heard these conversations while catching the train when I used to work downtown. And of course, I don't know these people, so I just sometimes ignore it. If they come to me, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. I think that shit's stupid. 9 times out of 10, though, there's a woman or at least a group of women to like shout them down and shut them the fuck up, which is always
Really?
hilarious and like amusing to watch on
Come
the
on
train.
through, sis. Come on through, queens.
If there's
Yes, come
anything
on
that
through.
DC area women are, they're very, very vocal. They don't, yeah. But yeah, no, like I would say, like for me, when I was a kid,
I'd be like, who raised you?
yeah, that's
Shit.
what I said in the wonder. I was like, who the fuck taught you that shit? Like, if it's someone I personally know, I'm like, no, that's dumb. And I tell them about it's dumb, and then they'll try to keep arguing. It's like, yeah, we're not having this conversation because that's stupid.
That's
Like, there's
beyond
nothing
stupid.
that you can ever convince me of some of the ideas, and it's just like a lot of the things. Like, there's certain people I know, men and women, I can't have real discussions with because they're so fixed in their ways that it doesn't even bother. Like, I just like let them say whatever they want and just sit there like, okay, sure. I'll probably start. I'd be laughing the whole way through. That's something I shouldn't do because I kind of irritate people that way. But I can't help it. That shit's funny to me that you really think that way.
Right. Because how, well, you know what? That is really disturbing that men would say, well, she shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope that they never have to deal with a family member or a loved one who is going through that and then have someone say that they shouldn't have been there. That's what I hope that they never have to deal with, because that's just stupid. Pissing me off over here.
I'm sorry. We got way off the topic. Anyway.
Well, I don't even know what our topic was at this point.
It's about growing up then versus now. And I guess, like I said, it kind of is a part of growing up then and now, because now I don't think many people teach their children the way that we taught our children. I hope not. Because some of the things that I was growing up, god damn, I am so glad I don't feel that way as an adult. Because, jeez.
What? Like what?
All right, well, the sexuality thing, homosexuality, like, we were taught to, like, despise the hell out of homosexuals, of course, growing up. You know?
You were?
Yeah. I mean, that's anytime someone homosexual. It's funny. Black families are weird in that area because all I would get. Families. I have to say black families, and I always say this because, like I said, the cardiac.
You grew up in a white family.
Really, really weird that as a group that has had so much oppression, so many things done to them, that we don't have empathy for anybody else going through similar struggles.
They've been not.
It's weird as fuck. It's just like I honestly don't understand it. I really don't understand that. It bothers me really, really bad. But same thing with homosexuality. Like you would sit there and the F word was frequent, and of course you were taught not to. You were told don't grow up to be one.
Yep.
You know.
Well, I can't say yep because I'm not, a guy. But go on.
Oh no, yeah, no. Any guy around me was like, yeah, no, don't do that. Like, and I think that's part of the hyper aggression that comes from men, in particular black men, with women, is because I guess the older people had such a fear that they would raise a gay guy that they pushed you into like being extra aggressive and extra hyper. And me being the quiet person that I am, of course I wasn't going to do that. So everybody looked at me strangely because I wasn't that type of person. And everybody was wondering why I wasn't out there like at fucking 15 fucking somebody's daughter. Stuff like that, pepper me with sexual questions. I'm like, I'm 15. What the fuck is going? Like, I'm trying to get out of high school, please. But
right.
it was a very back then. It was super, super peer pressure from family members and people at school to be sexually active, to fuck with a lot of women.
To be sexually active at 15?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. My brother would
It's
have
funny
loved to have
because
grown up in your family. Shit.
Well, it was the men. It was the men.
Okay, I was gonna say because my mom definitely was not going.
No, it wasn't that, but it was like any guys that were around. They were all because it quote unquote guy talk. That was what guy talk. But every time you were around the guy, so are you fucking yet? And it's like, not how you doing? How's your school? Are you fucking yet? Shit like that. You know what I mean?
Man, well, my mama would have killed my damn uncles. They had to ask my brother that. She'd been like, "What?"
Yeah. And it's just like, it was very, very uncomfortable for me because I've always been shy, I've always been quiet. So, like stuff like that, no, I could barely speak to girls, let alone thinking about putting my dick in them at that point. Like, can I get past that one, please, first? But no. And again, your friends always sitting around talking about how they did it. Now, of course, most of them are probably lying or probably were lying. Because that's what dudes do. They like to brag about the conquest, or at least that's what they used to do. I don't think I have that conversation. I can't recall the last time I've ever had that conversation with a guy in the last, I would say, probably 15 years. Like I've had random conversations where people told me about like weird instances and things like that, but just the general, like back then, the round table discussions of how many women you fucked or who you fucked this weekend and things like that. Like they used to have in high school. Yes, they had this in high school. Hell, they had some of them had it in middle school, which was weird. But yeah, no, that shit don't happen no more. That's what I think is good about today is that at least seemingly from the younger people that I've run across, that doesn't seem to be the super focus. I think kids are probably more sexual active. Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think the kids are less sexual active than we were.
But I do believe that for males, they are encouraged to go out and do things that females are not. Now, I do know something that has not changed between then and now, since we're back on topic, even though I could have swore we were going to change topics, but
we're all over the place. That's fine.
But something that has not changed is that girls are told to be soft and accommodating, but we're also taught to be in competition with other women or other girls. I've never understood that. My mom didn't teach me that. My mom taught me that just because I give one woman props or love, it doesn't mean that I'm any less of a woman, and it doesn't mean that I am less of a person. That's the beauty of dealing with my mom. and growing up with my mom is because my mom did teach me that. I do think that boys are still taught the same thing. However, I do think that there are some things that we were taught back then, like don't say the F word, don't become an F. If you become gay, you're going to be disowned. That is still the same now. And the difference is that for us, if our uncle was gay, we never knew it. We just knew that he had a best friend named Uncle whomever that was always with him. Or an aunt that was gay. She always had aunt so-and-so with her. They always hung out together. They were roommates, quote unquote. Things like that. But now people are like, this is my truth. I need to live in my truth. So I'm not going to be ashamed if I'm dating a woman. Or if it's a man, I'm not going to be ashamed because I'm dating a man. And then it's like, oh, okay. That I never saw. But I don't have any gay aunts or uncles either. So I wouldn't know what it was like to have a gay uncle.
I have had, in particular, it's funny. He lives in DC now. A gay cousin that used to always be around. So,
hey, that
was an interesting thing because again, it was like you were always told this is horrible, but we loved our cousin, and that's the weird thing. It's like you should hate this except for when there's someone that you care about.
Let me tell you about that. Let me tell you about that. Okay, so growing up, there used to be gay people there that went to church, right? And so whenever the Baptist preacher, because I was raised Baptist, now it's non-denominational because, whatever. But the gay pastor was preaching on Sodom and Gomorrah. And some of his church members were gay. And one of his family members was gay. And people expected him not to preach on Sodom and Gomorrah because of that. They said that the church needs to be more inclusive. So there was a big to-do after he preached that sermon because everybody was like, how dare he, all he's preaching. And it was so hilarious because it was like, all he preaches is fire and brimstone. From this one sermon, all he preaches is fire and brimstone. But you're right. We're taught not to, hey, being gay is bad. But your cousin not bad though. Even though your cousin gay, your cousin is not bad. And I think that what they were trying to get us to understand is that you can hate the action and not hate the person. Like you can hate the sin, but not hate the person. So hate the fact that he's gay or she's gay, but still love them as a person. Or
see, that weirds me out too.
See, it shouldn't though, because it's okay. It's no different than this. You love me, right?
Perhaps.
Really?
Yes, I love you, Katina.
Okay, fine. Okay, perhaps he loves me. Now, when I do something that you don't like, you don't stop loving me. You just don't like what I've done. You don't like that action. Like when I say I'm going to call a particular person, or I say I'm going to go see a particular person, you're not going to like that. But that's not going to change how you feel, correct?
I get what you're trying to say. I just find it weird with that because what is it that I'm not supposed to like because you are homosexual? I don't know what it is to be homosexual myself. So I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be hating. You are just who you are. It's the thing about like that is like if it was an immoral action, that argument would be understandable. In some cases, there's some immoral acts that You know, there's levels to the shit, and there's some more actions you're never gonna get me to like be forgiving of. That being said, this wasn't like homosexuality has never been an immoral choice.
You know, but well, some people believe that you can be born gay, and then some people believe that it is a learned behavior.
And okay, I could have that discussion, but like, I just feel like that type of approach really only works with morals. This ain't a moral issue. This isn't somebody deciding I'm going to go against the moral standard and fuck men since I'm a man, or fuck women since I'm a woman. Like, I don't know. It's weird because it's just always been weird to me because this is like, why is this even an issue? You ain't fucking them, so what the hell you care?
Well, I mean, I can agree with that too, because I've always felt like whatever goes on in somebody's bedroom is really none of my business, and most of the time I really don't want to know. Quiet as it's kept.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes I know about people and I'd be like, why did you even tell me?
I know that feeling.
Shut up. Oh, I definitely know that feeling. Cray cray.
Not all. You lucky.
Oh, see. Now I'm even more thankful that you don't love me. Now, make sure. You see how God turned that thing around just that fast. But so yeah, I mean, I get that. And I get exactly what you're saying. You're saying that to you, that only works when it's decisions that somebody's has made.
Like, I could give you a really bad situation for my family. God, my family, I'm glad they don't listen to this shit. They bad. But no, this particular person, fuck him. I don't really care if he listen. He does not. Okay. So had this uncle. Nope. Nah, he needs to get exposed anyway because he's a horrible person. He's not only just a horrible person for the things he did, but he's just like was a shitty person that I never liked being around.
Okay, so he must be done passed away. Okay, bingo.
I wouldn't even care if he was alive. That's how bad. Seriously, that's how bad. Because I was glad once I got older, I could make the strong decision to stay away from him. Especially when I found out more stuff about him, which I can tell you off camera. But this guy was in, well, fuck it. It doesn't even matter. So, Uncle Jesse.
Oh my gosh.
He was a very like harsh, cruel-hearted guy who used to be like really, really like angry all the time and
strict.
Like, you know, not strict, just angry, just like you know, you would be scared of him because he used to have these like crazy red eyes and
because he was high.
He seemed very, very violent. No, I don't think he was high. He probably was drunk sometimes, but sometimes it was just his nature. He was just a very volatile person to begin with. But as I got older, I started to realize like even how much more of a creep he was. Once my sisters were able to tell me that he used to try to fondle them.
Huh?
And everybody in the family knew this. That he had a thing where he would try to fuck with like young girls.
He needed his ass beat.
Even if they were family.
He needed his ass beat.
Now, granted, some of my sisters aren't related to him because my mom and my dad.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. This was the type of person that he was. He was that fucked up type of a person. And of course, we were taught to quote unquote respect and love Uncle Jesse. But as I got older, I was like, no, fuck him.
Baby.
I would tell my mom that, but of course, that's just like, no, I'm not going. Like, y'all can visit him if you want. No. It's just not, because that's, to me, that's not a thing. That's not an immoral thing that you could just say, well, hate the person. I mean, hate the sin, but love the person. Because, like, no. What are you doing? You shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't have anybody around him.
No.
At all.
No.
But it's one of those, you're trying to do the quote unquote right thing by family things that we tend to do that bothers the fuck out of me. It's like people always ask me, why don't I always hang around such and such people in a family? It's like, no, because I'm not going to do that. And I don't have kids, but I would like to think if I had kids, I'm not going to put them in the situation to be around somebody that I wouldn't even want to be around just for the sake of them being blood. It makes no sense.
Well, I'm here to tell you that I am the first person to say that I do not believe in being fake. I don't believe in putting on a show. I don't believe in none of that. And my family knows that the way I roll, if I had an Uncle Jesse to touch one of my children, Uncle Jesse ass would be dead. He would not make it to court. He would not make it to trial. He'd be dead. And if anybody had anything to say about that, then guess what? You can get in line too, because children are to be protected and loved. They are not to be mistreated. They are not to be abused. They are not to be used as a toy for your pleasure. That is not what a child is for. Our job as adults, as parents, as an older sibling, cousin, family member, or whatever, our job is to cover, to nurture, to love, and to protect children. Baby, I don't blame you for Uncle Jesse. Now, I understand what you're saying. Has to be moral. I can't rock with Uncle Jesse on that one. So yeah, I see what you're saying about the where I said, love the person, but not the sin. Well, Uncle Jesse wouldn't have no sins because Uncle Jesse would be dead.
He should be. Very. Well, I think he's dead now. And this shows you how much I care about him. I honestly don't even know if he's alive. I'm going to assume he is dead. And if he's alive, he's probably suffering, which, hey. Okay. Oh, well.
So do you think that do you think that the generation of today is better off than we were?
Certain things, yes. Certain things, no. Because I feel like, I don't know, somewhere in between our generation and theirs, I feel like there's a level of parenting that has been lost. And that they're missing out on some of the things like, hey, love my mom to death. Some of the things she did was probably batshit insane, but it came from a good place. I understand, but I wouldn't probably do some of the things that my mom would have done. That being said, there's a lot that my mom and the people who raised me did that I would adhere to a lot of these kids. Because I think, one, kids tend to not have as many limitations. And other people seem to think that's bad. But limitations growing up actually are good because it actually teaches you.
Limitations saved my life.
Yeah, no, they do. It's just like having curfews and having not to be having your homework done at a certain time, only playing video games up to a certain point, no phone calls after this, whatever it was. Like, people think that seems like oppressive, but no, it's like it teaches you like a lot because like these kids all have cell phones. They constantly talk to anybody, everybody, be in touch with everybody. So they have no limitations on communications or when they can communicate. They don't have any limitations on like a lot of the extracurricular things that they can do. Like, I know, like, growing up, a couple of my nieces and nephews, they were able to stay out until God knows when. And it's like, you really want that to happen? And there were some consequences of that happening that showed up that shouldn't have been showed up if they would have actually had boundaries. It's just like, that's the thing. I don't feel like the parents are actually trying to set boundaries and rules and discipline in their kids these days.
Well, I'll say this. Yes, I had to be in the house before the street lights came on. Not in the house. Let me go back. I had to at least be in the yard by the time the street lights came on. That was a requirement for my mom. We also, my mom never allowed me to go and spend the night. My mom was very protective of me. So I was not allowed to go and spend the night. And my kids would always wonder why they weren't allowed to go and spend the night, but they weren't. But I think that that was a great thing too, because it taught me that that may be my friend, but that doesn't necessarily mean that their household is a safe place. Like I knew my house was a safe place. My kids, they grew up, they had bedtimes. They were, so my girls are 10.5 months apart. And then my son is 1.5 years younger than the sister that he's closest to, as far as age. They went to bed at the same time, really, to be honest, because by the time they got to the age where we could differentiate, you go to bed at 9, you go at 9:30, you go at 10, their maturity, they all progressed about the same as far as maturity. But I think that that has a lot to do with having siblings that are close in age. So you guys experience a lot of the same things together. It never was an instance like me and my brother were 4 years apart and me and my younger brother were 7 years apart. It never was a you're too young for this, but you're too old for this type thing with them because they're around the same age. But even now, if you're on my phone bill, as far as having a cell phone, hey, I need you to throw those read receipts on. I don't care about nobody else knowing whether or not you read their text, but you're going to let me know. And my oldest, who I would say is probably the most stubborn, she's quick to say, but if I'm not going to respond to your text, if I'm going to ignore you, I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe so, but I need to know that you're intentionally ignoring my text so that I can get your disrespectful ass off of my phone bill. Because once you start ignoring my text messages and wanting to do your own thing, then I need you to get with Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, Cricket, or whomever, and get you your own phone line. And then you don't have to worry about me wondering if you're answering my text or not, because now you're no longer on my bill. But in the same sense that I am strict in certain areas, I am lax in other areas too. I can't tell you how many people call me and say, did you see your daughter's Facebook post? Or did you see her Twitter or his Facebook post or his? Listen, okay, yes, I saw it. You have a problem. Why? Well, they're too old or they're too young to be doing stuff like this. Okay, but I'm allowing them to grow and mature and nurture into their own person. Whereas I feel like we had rules, we had boundaries, but sometimes those rules and boundaries could be suffocating. But then you have some parents like Will and Jada Smith, who their son Jaden moved out of the house at 15 or 16 years old. They bought him a house. I ain't doing all that.
Yeah, nah, that's rich people shit.
You don't want to live here. You don't have to live here. But what I am not going to do is bankroll your lifestyle.
Exactly.
So enjoy.
And I think that's one of the things, like, again, like I said, some of the things my mom did, but probably wouldn't do. But a lot of what she did was like, yeah, rules and regulations we had. But she would be like with me, since I guess I was so far apart from my brothers and sisters. Maybe it was a different thing with me, or maybe it's just that I was a different type of child. But I would be allowed to do certain things because I guess I built trust.
No, your mama was tired by the time your ass.
No, and I honestly think that it was just a trust thing because she knew the type of person. I think that's another thing too. It's like, but when you start setting rules and limitations, you kind of forget that kind of tests your child and helps you learn them as well.
That is true.
Because she learned that I'm not the type of child that wants to be out in the streets all night. So, the phone thing would be relaxed. You don't have to go to sleep at a certain time once you got a certain age, because I know you're not going to be up doing anything God knows what, because you've shown that you have that level of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where a lot of parents mess up, is that by not giving your kids those, rules and regulations, you're pretty much setting the standard in their mind that, well, everything's fair as far as what I do. So when you decide all of a sudden, no, this is too far, well, you never set the limit on what's too far to begin with. How the fuck they supposed to know?
Right.
And I think that's what happens with a lot of kids. That's why you see a lot of kids do certain things that they do. Like, it used to, when I used to have to catch the train to work, it used to bug the hell out of me that I used to see like 10-year-old kids at 10 o'clock at night hanging out at the subway station by themselves. What type of shit is that?
Snatched up, and then they'll be on the news and their mama be on there crying, talking about they got a good son.
Right. It's like, what type of shit is that? It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm getting off of work. That's why I'm here. You're just hanging out. You're a little kid catching the bus at 10 o'clock at night. God knows what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And things like that. It's like, yeah, I understand kids are smarter these days, but being smart has nothing to do with knowing how to handle certain situations. You can be mental level smart and not know how to handle yourself in certain situations. Your intelligence has nothing to do with how you handle life as a whole. Somebody needs to be there to teach. And I think sometimes parents are too willing to just let their kids go on their own.
No, I think that some parents misconstrue being a friend with being a parent.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I genuinely want my children to like me. But I also want them to love me. I want them to respect me. And in some cases, I want them to fear me.
Yeah.
I don't have to be your friend. My daughters are 21 and 22. My oldest is almost 23. She'll be 23 in September. Her sister will be 22 in August. If they are not my friends, I am perfectly okay with it. There are some things that I do not like that they do. I do express that to them. I've even told them that I feel like, you guys respect your dad more than you respect me. Because if their dad called them and say, move, before he's even hung up the phone, they have moved and done it.
I think that's a weird genetic thing. I don't know why it's like that.
But when I say move, they want to question me. They want to talk about it. They want to discuss it. And sometimes I have to tell them, this is not a fucking request. This is not a fucking discussion. You're going to do what I tell you to do.
But, I've noticed that growing up, like my sisters, my father wasn't really, he was more of an absentee dad when they were together, and definitely wasn't around after they got divorced. But I feel like female children will challenge their mothers a lot more than they will challenge their fathers.
They will.
Whereas boys will actually kind of challenge their fathers more than they would challenge their mom. I don't know why is that.
Well, I am going to tell you this. My mom, Catherine, is 5 foot even. I am taller than my mom. But there is no way I'm going to test her. I'll play with her now. I'll joke. And I will go to a certain point, and then I'll be like, okay, yep, I'm done. My brother will see the line, get to the line, touch the line, kick the line, erase the fucking line, and cross the line with my mom.
That's interesting.
And my mom will say, get out, get out, get out, get out. And it's like he's joking. And mind you, it's been to the point before where I've told him, dude, get the fuck on and quit messing with mama like that, because she's not for it. But I do think that girls will challenge. I think it's kind of like, let me show you how much I've grown. For the men challenging their dads and the women challenging their moms. But I'm quick to tell them, I can cut your ass off and keep on moving, because you'll need me before I need you. But I say that to anybody. Because if I have to struggle and be on my own, I would do it. But I won't be disrespected in the process. It's no different than my daughter had forgot to pay her car note one month, and the guy called and he said something smart. I said, wait a damn minute. Now you're not gonna talk crazy to me and take my damn money. That's not gonna happen. So you decide which one you're gonna do. You gonna talk crazy, or you gonna let me make this payment because she forgot to make a payment? Well, I'm just saying, no, you know what? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I want to speak to a manager. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. And that's what people fail to realize, is that that's the difference in men and women. I think that the challenging thing, I think maybe I've challenged my mom, but I can guarantee you that I've never challenged my mom and didn't circle back around and apologize. Because I feel really bad when I feel like I've been mean to my mom or have disappointed her or hurt her feelings. Because my mom is quick to tell you she's not afraid of her children, which I say the same thing. I'm not afraid of any kid I got. What I am afraid of is killing their asses because they've been so disrespectful and tried to come at me to a certain point. But I'm not afraid of them. So, but then again, we can look at the difference between being raised back then versus now. We can also look at the difference between being raised in different cultures, in different races. I had some girlfriends that were white when I was growing up. They were able to slam their door and talk crazy to their mom.
Oh, man.
That's not happening in Catherine's house. One, you better not raise your voice too loud. That's number one. But two, you damn sure better not walk in a room and slam a door, because by the time you hear that bam and realize what you've done, my mom is now standing in the room with you, standing in front of you, and about to slap the fire from you. That goes down.
Oh no, I know. I can tell you one particular story with me. Like, it fascinates me how you see like white children in public and they be like, I hate you and all that shit. Yo, I could this one particular time, my grandmother yelled at me for doing something. And you know how you walk away and you try to talk under your breath?
Boy, that old mom.
I walked away and did that, and my grandmother heard me say, I can't. She didn't say shit to me. She called my mama. So I'm unbeknownst. My mama get home, flies up those fucking stairs, and gave me the worst beat of my life. Of course, as soon as that was done, I ran down and I begged my grandma's forgiveness like I never did before. You don't do that.
Funny you should say that, because I remember, this is so crazy. You know how you, like for me, I would never, the first couple of times I think I let my mom hear me, but then I got smart. I'd go in my room, I'd act like I was going to slam the door and then silently close it. And then I'd mumble up under my breath away from the door, just in case she was standing by the door. And I remember distinctly saying, I hate her. And I felt so bad after I said it. Like, I thought it was going to make me feel better. Because, I mean, hey, I've seen my girlfriend do it and say, I hate you. Or I hate my mom. And then I'd be like, you do? Yes, I hate my mom. So I instantly felt bad. And I remember going in there and saying, Mommy, I'm sorry. And she said, get your ass in your room. And I was like, no, but Mommy, listen, you got to listen. Get to your room. So I went to my room because I was scared of getting a whooping. So I went to my room. And then the next day when I could come out my room, I apologized again. And my mom is the type of, which I'm the same way. I can be mad at you, but if you give me my space, I'm no longer mad at you. I can literally just calm down and forgive everything and go on. I don't normally hold a grudge. My mom is the same way. Man, I must have went in there and, Mommy, I'm sorry. She said, listen, it was yesterday. Today's a new day. And then I said, but Mommy, I said, I hate you. Boy, what did I say that for? My mom was like, you said what? You what? You hate me.
You dumb.
So I said, Mommy, that's what I was coming to say sorry for last night because I said it and then I instantly felt bad. And my mom said, you felt bad?
So dumb.
And my mom said, you felt bad? And I said, yes, ma'am, I felt bad. She said, you did you? I said, yes, ma'am, I felt bad. She said, well, how bad did you feel? And I'm like, damn, lady, I'm coming here to tell you how bad I feel.
Why'd you tell her?
I don't know. I felt bad.
I get it, and you should feel bad, but you lucky you
It's
weren't
no different.
You weren't feeling bad physically after that too.
Man, right. Because my mom, listen, my mom is 5 foot even, but like I said, she plays no games. None. Not a one. My mom plays no games. My mom is literally like, all right, this is what we are about to do. This is how we're going to handle this. Go get the belt. Get this whooping. You get a whooping, go to your room. Like, it wasn't, my mom wasn't a parent to play. Like that whole, I hate you. You could get out and my mom would be to pop you in your mouth. You won't get the rest out. But I think that something that I did do differently in my house was I allowed my children to voice their opinions. And I would tell them, it may not change anything, but I want you to feel like and to know that you are going to be heard. And that's what I did. But, man, please.
Yeah,
my mom was not having
that. Like that. A child should be seen, not heard thing that they used to do.
Me either.
That bothers me. But since we're on the topic of getting your ass whipped, how do you feel about that type of punishment? Because now, God forbid you touch your child these days. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of beatings myself. I'm not averse to it. But how do you feel?
My kids got their butts beat.
So you don't feel like your mom did you an injustice by giving you a spanking, and you don't feel like you turned out for the worse for your mom doing that shit.
What?
No, because a lot of people like to say that when it comes to the whole spanking and things like that.
I can say that my mom beat my ass and played no games, and I can say that I was better for it. I think that my mom didn't beat me. My mom disciplined me. And I think that is the difference. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't honestly get that there is a distinct difference. I'm sure there's some parents who have gone way overboard. Like, I would so love to see be a fly on the wall for the Adrian Peterson thing with him and his son, when people went nuts about him beating his child.
First of all, y'all need to mind your damn business. That's first of all. So,
but it's I still don't even remember. Did they even come out with him to say he did go overboard or not, or was it just he spanked his child and people found out?
I think it's just the fact that he spanked his child.
Yeah, I was like, what are y'all going fucking nuts for? But that's the way we are now. It's like you're in the age now where you do that, and your child could actually sue you, which I find
baby
absurd.
Let me say
how
this.
These kids are able to divorce their parents and shit now.
Baby, let me say this. If my children ever felt the need to sue me over getting their ass beat, let's make it perfectly clear that they do not ever have to worry about me doing anything to assist them at any time. So
yeah, I'm sure if I would have came to my mom with something I want a divorce, she would have probably packed my bags and set them outside and was like, let me know where you live. Have a good life.
I don't even want to know where you live. Shit. Good riddance. Good fucking riddance. Okay.
What?
And see, that shit results in that fucking situation that happened with that 30-year-old dude who sued his parents for kicking him out of the house. You remember that?
Yes.
And he ended up losing, and he felt like he was unfairly kicked out of his house. But it was his parents' house. It's like, dude, you're fucking 30, you're not working, you ain't trying to work, and you ain't paying rent. The fuck you think they're supposed to do? Get the hell out.
Well, not only that, but I mean, they should have sued him for freaking back rent. Is what they should have done.
That's what I would have did. It's like, oh, you want to treat me as because he's suing them like they're landlords. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, as a landlord, you need to sue him.
Let me get this back rent, pimping.
Right.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, they should have did that. They definitely had. They had a case. They had a better case than he did, for sure.
That's crazy though.
And I'm mad that somebody gave him a job because they felt bad for him. Man, get the fuck.
Somebody gave him a job.
You didn't know that? Like a week later, some company gave him a job, like a good job, I think too. It's like, wait. By no means should this man be gainfully employed when he didn't want to. Like, it shouldn't be that easy. He wasn't even trying to get a job. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Tend to fall up though, don't they?
You know what? But it's all. That's another show. I was finna say something, but that's another show. I'm not even going to discuss that. That's another show, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm done talking. Oh, by the way, people, the BET Awards show is on tonight.
Oh, boo! Is it on now, or it starts?
Yeah, it's on now, but it comes back on at 11. So record it, and then that will be our next show.
No, you're not making me do this shit again.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Are you kidding? You made me watch some freaking porn.
I've paid for that.
No, you will never pay me in full for that. Not only that, but think about the one that you had me to watch. Both times.
I feel like you're upset.
You think?
Why?
If I could strangle you right now, I would. Because every time I think about that, I have flashbacks and it makes my skin crawl. Yuck.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It wasn't that bad.
Are you kidding me? It's freaky.
People do it though.
Do what? Watch it?
Yeah, well, watch it. So they do it. Period. Told you I had a friend who had someone do that in their face, and it scared the shit out of her.
That is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, that is. You know what? And what pisses me off even more is that you laugh about it. You think it is so fucking funny.
I don't think it's. No, I don't. I really don't.
Yes, you do.
I laughed because I don't want to cry. I told you I don't like crying. I'm so pained by it that I'm laughing. On the outside, but crying on the inside.
You lie like a rug. You will never, as long as I can remember it, you will never pay for that. Truly and in full. And as my mom told me the other day, you have a damn memory like an elephant. It's some stuff you shouldn't even remember that you remember. Because I can tell her stuff that happened to me as a kid. I'd be like, Mama, remember when? And she'd be like, no. Oh, you don't remember blah, 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 blah. My mom's like, how do you remember that? I'm like, how do you not? So yes. I cannot believe him. Thomas, he's paid for that. You know what I thought, how I feel right now is the way Claire Huxtable felt when Vanessa came in from watching The Wretched. That's how I feel. That episode where Vanessa tried to tip off to that concert and their tickets got stolen and the car broke down. Shit. How about you?
Well, how is your gift? I didn't get you what you wanted. How is it?
This is so sad. I just started taking them. The vitamins are horrible, but I am hoping that the results will be amazing.
Vitamins are never good.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that it grows, especially because of the treatments that I just finished. This will help my hair get thicker and stronger and all that good stuff. But how much you paid for it?
I did.
I don't even like saying that N word that ends in an A, but talking about he done paid for it. Man, you know what? When we go to Bus Boys and Poets and I get some food from Ben's Chili Bowl, then maybe your debt will be paid. Maybe. I don't want you to think you're going to get out of it by doing that, but just maybe. So.
I said, oh, sorry.
Talking about, oh, no, you're not going to make me watch that. You're watching the BET Awards. You're watching us, Black Excellence.
Guarantee you half the people on that award show ain't going to be nothing excellent about them, but okay.
You know what? And mind you.
You know what? This is the equator. This is going to pain me.
No, it's not.
As soon as I see somebody who I really, really can't stand, like if Future comes on and does that song from Black Panther, like mind you, I like the song. Oh, you never heard The King is Dead?
You know what? I don't think I've heard the Black Panther soundtrack.
You are slipping. That is one of the best albums of the year.
What?
Exactly. That whole album is awesome.
No, I don't think. You know
I'll
what?
send it to you. I bought it off Amazon. I'll send it to you.
Okay, because my music app has been messing up, so I haven't really been listening to music. I've really only just been listening to podcasts here lately. So,
I bought it off Amazon, so I'll just send you the file MP3s.
Okay. You bought the whole thing?
Hell yeah. And you know what? The King is Dead is good, but when he gets to his verse, when Future gets his verse, and he does that la-di-da-di-da shit, I'm like, dude.
Wait a minute. I think I've heard that one just from what you said.
Yes. La-di-da-di-da. Slob on me now. Ask me so, sir. Fuck me in the car.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
That's that's the whole thing. In the way, I'm not saying it the way he says it, because the way he says it sounds even worse.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. That's his verse.
Okay, why is clearly I'm looking at the wrong thing, because this Ludwig Göransson.
That's the motion picture soundtrack. Kendrick Lamar actually did the official soundtrack. That's the music from the movie that they played during the movie.
Okay, Black Panther soundtrack, Kendrick Lamar is what I'm gonna put in there. Okay, because I'm like, okay, this don't. Okay, the album, music inspired by, and I want the explicit version. I don't want you good old Christian. You good old Christian on Sunday morning.
Ma'am, who are you talking to?
Okay. Oh, King's Dead. Hold on, I'm just gonna play it real quick. Okay, yeah, I've heard that, but that's Future singing that part.
Yes, that's Future.
Every time I hear that part, I giggle because I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds like a little.
Yeah, that's Future. You're just not used to hearing him do stuff in his regular voice. That's all. But yeah, that's Future.
Right. Oh, that's his regular voice. Oh God, he needs to go back to Auto-Tune.
Yes, that's his regular voice.
That's his regular voice. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna fast forward to that part.
Let me see, because He's the second verse. He's the second verse. The first verse is J-Rock.
Okay, hold on.
I'd say go about a minute and a half in.
Okay, a minute and a half. Okay.
That's Future.
That's his real voice?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna go to bed. That's too much. He sounds like a freaking
Idiot. A
peasant.
fucking idiot. That's like, oh my
like
God. It's like the first verse, J-Rock killed that thing. And then like after Future's part go off and they transition to Kendrick's part, I love Kendrick's part. Like,
I love Kendrick anyways. So,
but he just ruined that song with that shit. Like, come on, dude, really?
That is so funny. I did not know that was him. I was like, oh, they got an up and coming artist around.
Yeah, no, that's why nobody probably really paid attention because you don't hear the auto tune heavy in that song. That's just him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Okay. I've still not heard the soundtrack though. I had no idea.
Listen to the song I was listening to when you first came on. That was from there. It was "I Am" by Georgia Smith. He's a British R&B singer. It's really, really good.
Okay, I'll listen to that. But this is my song right now that I've been listening to. Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
This is my favorite song right now.
Who's that?
But you know who that is? Janelle Monáe. It's called "I Like That."
I have to listen to her new thing.
Yeah, her new album is the bomb. But I love her, and I've always loved her. And just the more I hear from her, like I can hear her evolve. And her evolution is beautiful. And I can definitely see that Prince was a big influence on her. Just by the way she acts, the way she walks, the way she talks. So, but yeah. All right, when are we recording again? Since you're always complaining. I'm doing it in
clearly
the show
since
so
I gotta be watching this goddamn.
Hey, what's hey?
You can't keep using me for this whole like point.
Come on,
right?
Come on.
You know that's right.
You just made me do my Belle Biv DeVoe switcheroo with the legs move.
You know you can't keep on with the porn thing, by the way, right? That's not gonna last forever.
You shouldn't have me watch that filth.
Whatever.
It's now burned. That is foolishness. I don't care what you say. I don't care that people still do it. I don't care that people do it at all. That is foolishness, fuckery, and my mind will never be the same. Knowing that there are women out here that are throwing their cooch juice all over people. It's nasty.
I so wish I could see your face right now because I can just imagine.
No. I'm glad I'm not on camera right now. Talking about people do that. I'm like your mama now. If people jumped off a damn bridge, would you follow them?
That's how their body functions. I'm sorry.
That is not how their body functions.
Some women do actually do that. Right?
I don't care what anybody says. That is piss.
Yeah, it probably is.
Ain't no problem to it. Look at where it's coming from. Boy.
I understand that. I've read a study on this, so I understand.
You've read a study?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? This
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to
It's
hear it.
a weird thing to me. So somebody sent me this article about like
don't
how like
want to hear it. Don't
study
even care
how,
why you know that. Don't want to hear it. La 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 la. No, no, you are no foolishness. That is of the devil.
It's science, okay?
That is not, you know, okay.
It was a scientific study.
Okay, you know what? I'm about to go brush my teeth, do my skincare. Listen, I need to listen to Janelle Monáe.
Oh man.
Because I cannot even believe that I even brought that up again, or whoever brought it up. That is foolishness, fuckery. Those women are filthy. They need to go to church. And they need to go up to the altar, do an altar call.
I'm sure I could find you a biblical scene.
You better not. Don't.
Well, there's parody stuff like this.
Don't you play with my? Don't
you want to see the Good Times one?
Don't you play with my God like that?
Do you want to see the Good Times one then?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
What about Justice League?
Nope.
Incredible
Come
Hulk?
on, there are people that are. Oh my God! What? They gonna run the cartoons too. People.
Actually, there's animated porn too. So.
Oh my God! You have got to be kidding me.
No, I do not kid you. Yes.
So somebody, I don't even want to know. I don't care.
Google Scooby Doo porn.
I am not Googling anything.
Yeah, you sure?
You know what? No, I'm finna go. You know what?
Sure, I'm gonna be doing some things.
I am going to put my hot water heater on hell, and I am going to run 90% hot water mixed with 10% cold water so that it won't melt my skin off. I am getting in the tub, and that is going to be a reminder or just a glimpse of what hell is like so that I can continue to live right, because y'all going to hell.
So you washing away your skin? You're washing away your...
Because y'all going to hell. Yep. Y'all sure are. Y'all are going to hell. Yep. And if you don't believe in hell, that is fine. If you don't believe in heaven, that is fine. What I would tell you anyway. What I would tell you is what my mom told me one day when I asked her that, because I am in my whole, I want to know phase, is I would rather live as if there was a God and find out that there was not one than to live as if there wasn't one. And when I see him, say, uh-oh. So I cannot believe you are not allowed to say the word porn ever again to me. Ever.
It's fine. There's other ways of describing it.
Well, you better not even talk about it. Pervert.
I am not a pervert.
Okay, good people. Thank you guys so much for joining in. You can find us on Hit It Mike. Pervert.
Twitter. All of our Twitter accounts are below in the description. Mine will be Going to Hell, Black Vegas.
Yep.
Hers is I Am Katina J, and I Rebuke You, Satan.
Indeed. Yes. Yes, Lord. Yes. Cover him, Jesus.
Oh, and it's Sunday too. I should send you something.
You better. You know what? Let me. Where my Bible at? Because I have multiple ones throughout the house. Hold on. There's one in here with me. Because you keep on. I'm going to start quoting Bible scriptures. What is this one? I'm just going to flip. What do we come up on? Surrender my fears. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's telling you don't be afraid of porn.
Lord, when fear threatens to overshadow my thinking, help me to cry out to you. Because Mike is clearly lost to Jesus. When fear of man hinders my wholehearted obedience to you, even in small ways, open my eyes to see your power and surrender to your mind-guarding peace, Jesus. Help me to trust in you, my rock and my redeemer. Yes, Lord, because this man is clearly of the devil. Amen. Yep, we're gonna start doing Bible verses, people.
No, we are not.
Okay, no, well then you better quit talking about this devil stuff. Yeah, because I'm gonna start. Hey, I'm gonna start rebuking. Calling out by name. You know I will. Don't do that. Straight demon.
And that's it for this episode of Hit Point.
And I know you do that to get me all riled up, but
I actually had no intention of doing that. It just
yes, you did.
I really didn't. No, I don't. I'm not.
You don't even sound believable. I really didn't. You sound as fake as those women in those porn shows. You really didn't. I really didn't. I didn't. Whatever.
How would you know how they sound if you haven't been watching though?
Because I watched that freaking stupid one with the white girl. Yeah, you sent me to whoever that is. Who is it?
Oh, Story Daniels.
Oh, yeah, whoever.
It's fine.
Oh, I need my car fixed. Yeah. That,
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds believable. Let me check your oil. What? Come on now.
You absorbed a lot of like details from that.
You know I have a stupid eidetic memory. That's why I can't get it out my head, you bastard.
Okay, so I guess I'll have to be watching what's now. All right, I'm done. We're done. Thank you again for watching. We appreciate you. Twitter,
Sheesh.
YouTube, all that stuff's linked in.
Yeah, just look in the link below. Bye.
I can't say anymore. Have a good one.
Yeah, bye. Shit.
Oh man.
That ain't funny.
When you know what you got, sacrifice ain't that hard. Feel like depending on me. Sometimes we ain't meant to be free.